Gdje si Tirke, pes masteru, u penziji? Šta ima Tirke? Dobro je. Gdje si Maro? Dobro jutro, dobri narode. Dobro jutro, dobar dan. Kakva je situacija? Normal. Jel znate da je uvijek normal, jevi ga? Nemojte mi ono, znaš. Što bre u penziji? Pa tako se to kaže. Je gledao jučer kod Mednasaha turnira. Evo, Maro, spremamo se, nova tura, nova avantura. Gejmamo, kaubojska priča jutros, danas. I tako, malo je retro gaming, posjećamo se nekih igrica, davno igranih. Nemo, nisam još u penziji.
Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
What are you doing here in Abilene?
Just passing through.
Tako da
Got a little business to take care of.
nis gledao Mednasaha.
It would be an honor if you would allow me to buy you a beer.
Hell, son, it would be my honor to drink it.
Molly.
That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple. Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
Situacija je taka. Ovako, dobar, neću dirat.
Is that where you started as a bounty hunter?
Malo
That's what it
prebacuje.
says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy.
Nis gledao, treba su pogledat, brate, on je jedini koji gura vam taj pes. Što se tiče ovako, ono, ozbiljnijih, on i ovaj Indominator.
Scrawny son of a bitch had no fear. Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he collected the 10 stars off any crooked
Šta ima Maro, je se oporavila, spočela rad?
It was a war, boy. The Lincoln County War. And Billy promised his regulators would take the life of every bastard who helped bushwhack John.
Znate li za ovu igru, jeste igrali?
Kid had a big chip
Old
on
school
his shoulder
gaming.
and a hair trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Kako vadim iz naftalina igrice ovih dana, posle nove godine? Opasno iz naftalina vadimo, a? Da vidimo kako izgleda to sada.
It was about 30
100
years
godina posle.
Billy was hiding out in an abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Space. Sen će
I
neki
threw in
bajo.
with the kid because the
Leti.
man I had sworn vengeance on was riding with Billy's enemies. But before I tell you why I want that son of a
Ovo je
bitch
priča,
dead,
najbitnija priča.
let me tell you what happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Austrije pravi turnire.
No, Steve. The other kind of
Ne
funny.
znam ko je taj za Austrije. Kako zove lik? Brate, igra izgleda ono da kažeš. S obzirom da je 300 godina stara top. Ima neki hint, halo? Nema neki hint, ništa. Okej. O. Ne znam za toga, brate.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew
Imam
those
neku
two
buru.
morons would never let me through.
Aha.
I had no choice.
Six shooter, evo te.
Is he with us?
Gledaj ovo, stari. Kakav game.
Was it Pat Garrett's posse?
Ne znam za njega.
I heard the shots.
Pa svi
and
su
I
on
knew I
većinom,
had to
svi
move
ti dobri
fast.
igrači. Gledaj ovo, bog te.
Garrett and his army of deputies had surrounded the entire homestead.
Moramo ovoga nekoga. Ne znam, brate, svi ovi što bolje igraju i znaju igrat su na PlayStation.
I decided to help Billy and the boys out of it.
Šta sad ovo, Q?
So that's just what I did.
Ja, okej, Q, šta? A.
As the governor
Ovo je
came
moja
Mexico
igrica,
was
brale.
paying for the kids'
Kakav Red
application.
Dead.
Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Dobro, sad mi ovo, znaš, uvlači mi ovo, skillove neke, ovo, ono, Gunslinger. Šta ja znam, šta ima sve. Long distanca, dobro, dual. Daj nam ovo, šta možemo, dual, will grab revolver and get them, ja. Ojde, sine, šta ima, ajde, uzet ćemo ovo. Yes. Tu. No, metaka imam, tu, nek ima. A kad mogu ovo, kad ništo je. Uvije što ovi krkaju. Gdje prika ima? Ova me uloži. Koliki mi je HP? Tu sam zaboravio. Kako nam metke uzima? Tam prođemo. Ali dobro izgleda, s obzirom da je staro 100 godina. Gdje ste? Ovdje je nešto bilo. Sad će mi Q lava.
Garrett's men were running around like
Sporo punim, brate.
with their heads cut off.
Oje, ne pada. Q. Ne, to znači mogu i kad nije puno. Sporo puni, tu ću morat neki skill.
Still, one of them
Opa!
reached the water tower.
Šta će ovo?
Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot for
Dobra
all that.
fura. Zapao. Skidam tika. Sad imamo ovo, sad ćemo ulet negdje u fight.
Luckily, these shooters Garrett hired weren't the sharpest tools in the shed. A lot of them were saddle tramps, or sod busters, or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Okej. Odakle, bra? Opa! Prejako. Prisjet se ovoga je prejako.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Stop aiming, you idiot!
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house. I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad.
Samo ovo punjenje mi je ludo.
They made up for their lack of skill with a seemingly endless supply of ammo.
Čekaj, polako.
It was a bit of a slog, but I finally fought my way around the back of the house.
Šta je? Ulaz.
And like that, I was inside, none the worse for wear.
Ovo je moj.
I passed Dirty Dave. And upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Bolton.
Okej, još smo našli. Šta imam još? Evo ga ovdje. Igra je prejaka, brate. Crack shot, 27 kill, 21 godina. Ovo je neki boss, jel?
Billy looked at me and said,
Billy!
About time, amigo! Grab a gun and get to the window.
Nice, bro.
So you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of. Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Jebote, puni. Stani, čovječe, gdje ste?
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on.
Nice. Billy.
That's when Charlie got hit. They're catching us in a crossfire, shouted Billy. Get to the other side.
Ja moram na other side. Reload. Jebote, puška.
Cocksuckers I personally put down. It was pretty clear. Even
level.
Billy. And maybe
Čekaj,
discretion was the better part of valor.
Čekaj, šta je ovo long distance? Uzet ćemo ovo.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatlin, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them real back. I'll draw
Pucala baje. Pobjećao.
Directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do
Malo
I
su
have
hintovi
to do?
teški.
But I went anyway. Dumbass that I was.
Bring the horse from the stable. Okay. O jebote, ne
Many
ubije.
would have fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you now.
Yeah, he better be.
Pa ovo je brat.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now,
F.
where was I?
You were heading for the barn.
U jebote.
Making my way past a passel of fallen...
Prejaka sta.
That's it for you!
Skač. Kud sad?
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Yeah, and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up. Finally, I had the stables within my reach. And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That
Taka goši
backstabbing
nešto.
bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Šerif. Kak se ono? Duel sa njim.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Jel, kako? Fokus. Keep. Ujebote. Zajebano. Ne! Ubi me lik! Ne seri! Riješio me ovaj bata neki. Pa koliko trebam fokusa držat? 90%. Ajde, fokus.
And that you killed him
Tetku.
in a fair fight.
Is that what that Penny Dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn
To je ovo lik.
Stepped inside, and last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid. It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
Nemam ništa, dobro.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too.
Gdje Brko? Evo ga.
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
Če da nađem neku ucapku. Dobro, ovo je nebitno. Baš je brz sens je. Sens je da se smetneš jedan kapacitet increase. Ovo revolver.
Luckily, I located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Ovo je nova neka tanđara. 10 gauge.
I saw Billy through the window.
Gdje si Billy?
And he yelled that I should
Šta
take
ima
to the
Brko?
rooftops to make
Baja
my escape.
Brko.
So I did.
Čekaj, nova tanđara. Stani, druže.
Hell yeah.
Kud
That
exit?
scatter gun was like a double-barreled
Roof.
howitzer.
Imam ja neki svoj.
It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for him. Can't let the kid get away.
Gdje? Q, okej, kud sad? Malo mu je ovo. Use the roof to escape.
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but
Kud sad?
some of that wood was slippery as hell.
Baš sam pratio. Ja jesam, ja, evo. Tu sam bio, sam blizu, nego moraš uvijek ovo kliknuti. A to je malo...
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass
Sad
out
će
of
nazad
there.
me vrat negdje.
I tried to be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town didn't have a moment's peace.
Pištoljamo. Imam I pištolje. Baby. Kuda baje?
You! But hell if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
Evo A sporo reloada, brate. Baš.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
They're shooting in the street!
I'm standing next to him. Damn!
Ne možeš trčati.
Show yourself!
Brale ne vidim.
Get your headstone!
There's children here.
Stop it! So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse.
Vidio. Koliko
Well, I
reload,
never
morat ćemo
did
neki
have a
skill za
great
reload
fondness
uzeti.
for those four-legged grass eaters.
Koliko, brate, reloada?
Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beast. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Evo ovdje još jedna.
I've got this.
Sad je puno gore.
You're threatening the lives of innocent people.
Kud sad? Mikro... Šta? Jebote. Kud sada? Tamo je deba.
But where was the kid while you were busy getting
Sad
shot?
će ovdje biti 300.
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Nice!
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town.
Neprecizno ovo. For massive damage.
I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy. And all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down.
Ne mogu
He was
ništa.
already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I
Find the
stole his
steam.
mean-ass shotgun.
Edge of the town.
Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition.
Yeehaw.
But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Ne može ova... Ne, ranger. Čekaj, ti se da...
Damn him! How the hell did he get away?
Kud sad?
Let's do this.
Oho! I odozdo. Padaj, baj. kako nisam vidio ono kurva. Kao? Brat puni. Napun, mora uvijek biti. Sreće, možda nas više metaka. Malo sam umro. Op, op! Umro sam, gotov sam. Če sam legao? Šta sam? Če sam zapeo?
Finally, I found what I was looking for.
Nice.
The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Old school igra, dobra kaubojska ova.
Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob, I said.
Evo opet
I
problema.
think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun.
Sad ću umrijeti kukru.
So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball to eyeball. He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Hand position using other fast draw. Aha. Kak misliš sad? Da, bježi mi stalno, ne mogu ga. Vidi! Neć ga ubiti, 100%.
I killed him in a fair fight.
Nice!
Everybody saw I had no damn choice.
Umri, ujo.
Well, Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day. Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Rurales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
A bullet for the old man. Ajde, bullet. Checkpoint, evo tanđari, August 1881, 13. Jebaš 13. 46 metaka, nemo skillova za ovu
But
pušku.
no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. And yes, he was working for old man Clanton. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man. Over there! I did my best to help those poor passengers. Moments later, the attackers were dead. And I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None. It was then I wondered if the rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads.
Ali trebam ovo distanca, brate, šta je ovo? Hits about... A rifle, to.
Making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to it.
Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style.
Ovaj laže, pa misli sam da je istina.
But I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green, but often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge. But to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to fight my way past these other assholes first. Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo.
Kako? Već sad smanjujem
Another
municiju.
perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up. Where's he going?
Uleta, druže, šta ti? O ne, kako ću? Odakle mi meca?
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Nemo bok. Ma jo, teško živi.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament. I ran ahead as if the devil himself was after me. Bullets were whizzing by my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die. I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this.
Escape!
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going. And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon next to him supplied me with some much-needed ammunition. Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Okay.
And imagine my surprise when I found a fistful of dynamite to go along with that ammo. That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, geez, you get it. They were right where you wanted them.
That's right, Jack. I was done running. And the old man's boys were not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no bounds.
Čekaj. Reloadam, pristani malo. Pristani u akciji.
It was finally time for that old man to pay for his sins.
Evo ga sad ovdje fight neki. Kak se bacaju ovi? Da. Oh man. Clanton.
I yelled out at the top of my lungs. Clanton, I'm coming for you.
Points available. Šta je ovo? Reload while sprinting. Nice. To nam treba. Longer combo. Don't stop your killing freeze so soon. Dobra, uzet ćemo i tako.
A little stealth might have made more sense, to be perfectly honest. Because that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till Kingdom Come. But I knew I could not let that deter me.
Čak imam I pušku, ovdje imam.
Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Malo reloada. Hello, old man! Ovo je bilo blizu. Morao sam tako naći. Reload. Evo ga, evo ga, evo ga! Old man, tu sam. E sad kako se uzme?
Most everyone
Ne, i on su bacili meni. Umro
up
sam.
against him in Guadalupe Canyon.
I on su meni bacili jebote konj.
Most everyone thought it was the Ruales who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon, but it was just me.
Vidi ovo. Bacaju mi likovi dinamit. Reload. Sad ja mogu baciti. Jo, Rokamo. Rokamo je teti. Još ga nisam. Aha! Ja po mama ove deri. Još jedan.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day.
Prejaka igra.
They
Old
just
school,
assumed it was
retro.
one of the Earps. And that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Okay. Više priče nego gunfight. Ima li dva pištolja, brace? A može I tančara, može nešto metaka, uvijek slobodno tančara.
I had tracked him and the cowboys to their hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why. But first I need to tell you about the Cowboys' new boss, Curly Bill Brocious. Get ready, boys.
Okay, evo ih, guys. Alo, lakše.
Curly Bill took charge of the Cowboys upon the old man's demise. And after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge.
Brat, puni I ne puni. Alo.
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Baš šta ih je dobro. Preko ovih drva. Može pušku jebje. Aj sad.
Is that one of Wyatt's boys? Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was. I got a bullet with your name.
Gdje su sad stari? Gdje si, Markan? Billy the Kid. Misli samo... Što sad? Okay.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the cowboys identified each other. And I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed. And that's what drove me forward.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
Uglavnom.
I hardly saw
Ali
anyone
nešto je metaka
faster,
stalno
boy.
slabo.
Certainly not Wyatt Earp.
Joj,
That
ne šoka,
man
ne
was
šoka,
all
ne
hat
šoka.
and no cap.
Herb wasn't much of a match for him. But Doc Holliday might have.
That Lunger should have kept his nose out of
Ečaci.
it. They never charged anyone for the murder
Čekaj,
of
daj.
Morgan Earp.
Ovo
But
je
everybody
bilo da 3
knew
godine.
that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a friend.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a
Kao
man.
što baca pištolje.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow-bellied
Kako
bull.
ide farma, Markane? Oreš, legendo. Mora li te dodijat? E?
Now, where was I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
O! Idi u kurac!
Kill that stupid son of a bitch!
Hello, guys!
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Can't believe you did this!
Sve manje, a? Znači da je dodijelo. Izlaze ko vrapci. Nice.
I'm gonna shoot you dead!
Ma ti ćeš me, znaš. No, slab sam s mecima. Ono, standardno moje. Ali evo ih pištoljamo. Opet ovo je shielder.
Ain't bothered me none. There he is. You come out and I will. Come on, smoke that son of a bitch. Dynamite!
Oh, dynamite! Daj sad!
You can't get me. There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for people to hide behind.
Prejaka retro igra.
That really was
Jessica
one hell of a
Stanović.
sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
No, skočimo ovdje. Okej, sad.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. It was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley. That was truly.
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand. Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Evo ga, opet duel. Take a shot before he... Curly Bill. Curlinho. Gdje? Gdje je
Are you
Curlinho?
saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Ujde!
Dance with the devil.
Ujebali ti te! Vamos!
Just gave me no choice but to take his.
Vamos, bro, gdje si Miško? Evo, taman sam ga odrobio.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location
Taman sam ga riješio.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
Slijema, ko tebe zdovar? Se ne spavao, Miškec. Podni, momčina ustane u podni. A šta je sad opet duel sa njim? Zašto duel kad sam ga roknuo? Next in line. To take over, Johnny Ringo. Take a bullet. Sad mogu malo sjebat. Jer ono, standardno vi duel...
It's incredible, sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Ne smiješ pustit ga. Ringo. Vuc. Ne, kasno. Ide!
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true.
Ode, brat. Ode, Ringo. Uranio zoru prevario Miškec naš. Am dalje.
I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill.
Ovdje je jača priča nego gameplay, mada nije ni gameplay loš.
That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Igrate li Red Deada, Miško?
Wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son.
Jok men dosadio, pa tako je kad se zarida, jevi ga, smori. Sve na isto, sve udri, čeraj, pucaj, zato ja kažem, meni je šarija na isto. Jer sve na isto. Premalo je kontenta, a moglo bi da bude tu, ali eto. Streamuo samo Red Dead. A dobro. Eto, dok ne dosadi, onda nima. Zato ja kažem, ovo je story igre. Pređeš jednu, drugu i tako. Taj Days Gone nije loša igrica.
As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head. Plummer rallied his gang to plunder one last gold mine before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find him.
Imam jedan skill, koliko vidim. Da vidimo. Eto! To, doće mi još reload brži tamo na ono. Nisam vidio koliko je metaka. Hello guys, it's me, Preldzinhosom. Daj, cak. Aha, sad po 2 metka
God
bacam.
made men. Samuel Colt made them equal.
gdje se ulazi, imaju ovi malo da uzim nešto ovi. Samo pištoljamo. Evo te pištoljamo.
I knew that dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it. It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in '48. Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches.
Ali sad sam s mecima na ovoj pušci, a ova puška je židalca.
Killers, robbing travelers, and hijacking.
A jeboti, tetu poš past. Long shot. Gdje si miris?
Like those that ran with Plummer. Some were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings. Charlie Crow, the blacksmith.
Evo pomalo, brate.
James, who worked in the stable.
Ej, dinamit, oh!
Sam and Jeremiah Barber,
Evo me,
butchers.
ovaj sporo puni ba.
Ordinary citizens who lived a double life.
Oh, brate.
Stealing and thieving and murdering their neighbors. Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot. That son of a bitch pretended to protect the public with one hand while stealing them blind with the other. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. Dangerous, desperate individual.
Ovo je dobra igrica za
I was
refleks.
outnumbered and in way
Gameal se šta miris?
but I was too damn stubborn and stupid to realize it.
Mirisni
They must have
mirisanko.
thought I was touched. Or had some kind of death wish. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out.
Idemo ovdje kuću, jebi ga, ovdje.
I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine. But once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back.
Šta je reći mirisno, me ne dosađuje Red Dead, samo Red Dead kaubojska priča.
I saw an entrance. Made
To.
sense.
Ovo stvori
It
sad
was
jedno
the quickest
izvrveno.
way in, but that also made it more dangerous. As there would undoubtedly be enemy
Sorry,
pickets posted along the way.
Ujatno. Kao. Lakše malo. Zviri, tikni ga. Dinamit, nem gdje. Dobro.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned
Navuko se
around.
ne igra. Ma dobro, nije loš Red Dead.
And that confusing maze of
Dok ne
corridors
dosadi, kad
wouldn't even
dosadi,
be the
onda je
worst
gadan.
of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Mogu ja ovdje vrati. Čekaj.
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to
Kud
oblivion.
idem, baja? Po kokću. Šta dole? Gdje dole?
You ain't beefing me.
Gdje metalka? Bioli pucaju. Mada ima više stvari, ne bi
Quick
nikad
reflexes
usadio.
often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked. I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to kingdom come.
Dole, a? Ola sam ušao.
With all that gunpowder
Uj,
and
sine,
dynamite
ovdje kad
everywhere,
pukne jedno
a
gotovo
body
je.
has to know
Da li da ja
what
ovo
he's
raznesem
shooting
sve ovdje, a? Ne moram izaći. Ko pogodi ovo gotovo je. Ne!
All it takes is
Puklo
one
sve.
tiny spark, and boom.
Puklo sve, sine, baci neku vatru. A kurac, ušao sam dole.
As a boy, I always loved the 4th of July.
Nice. Ej, ej! Jebote dan.
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted...
Iha! Ovdje se u pičku, man.
Freely admit that my plan of attack was
Treba.
not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Kako je igrica, stara 100 godina, ali igraj. Prvo sam se
It's a
izmačio.
good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried
Ajde,
it.
šta ti je, druže? Sad iznova, jel?
Instead, I spotted a ladder
Nije to moralo tako.
way into the mine from the opposite side.
Sad najjače što ovo vraća, brat. 100 puta on vrati tebe negdje, ono, kao morao
It was a long way
morao su
around,
mrijet,
but that approach
da
seemed
te
more
vrati
sensible
vamo
at the
negdje,
time.
kao ono, sad je našao on drugi
Of
put
course,
neki.
being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus.
Brat laže pa sam misli da je istina, ko ono
Climbing
Ilkova
down
slava.
that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn
Imaš.
bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder.
Čekaj, kud sad, materinit?
I needed to
Dam
make a
preskočiti.
leap of faith. Which ain't easy when
Vidio.
you're suspended between heaven and hell.
Prejako.
I was determined not to give up, however.
Da,
As Sheriff Plummer seemed quiet and
nema give up.
When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged.
Da mi uzeti skill da
That
ovo reloada
10,000 they
nešto
put on
brže,
his head
brate.
would go a long way to help
Rodio
me
bi se.
find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to
Jer
settle
baš
that
mi
score
skoro puno
come
šture. Realno jest, ali...
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Viš kako ovako ide. Koji je elevator? Gdje ti je? No još kakvi retro dobrih igrica, ono, da kažem da je baš,
I
baš
wanted to
kidalica.
use the element of surprise.
One komšije smo
Plus,
jučer
I figured I
prekucali.
could use the exercise. I was warmed up already, so what the hell?
Pazi na let. Sam da dođe ovdje. Možda ima.
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Gledao? Čekaj.
Nevada City. Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Pao.
Right, well,
Stan.
he was a
Dal
sheriff
neće
of
mi
both
dati
places
reload.
at one time or another,
Če
but
tetki
that's
malo.
neither here nor
Onda
there.
combo, improve, guilty, concentration. Dobro, ajde, ovo nije loše. Samo bacim, to mi se dobro.
The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Panem negdje naglo sam. Dole. Metalka. Evo nekog fajta, ne, dinamit. Sad će neki fajt. Amuniciju tu, znači da će biti neka fajčina. Stari moj, da će me ovaj odrat od batina. Plumber, Henry Plumber. Jao, što je nikad? Aha.
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was going to take some doing.
Mo, to je rešavam ga. Samo reload mi je smeće. Gledaj. Je. Oj, boys, Ružo, šta ti bi dao? Kurac, sasvim ne. Gdje je lik? Pičko! Ne, ne. Jebote, konj. Satra se. Ovaj reloadat 100 godina. Ovo. Što najgore puca me još neku pičku. Živ si! What? Jednim pištoljem, ovaj drugi nije ni pun. Puni. Pazi, dinamite, ode u kurac. Dobro, živ sam, dobro je. Hop, paz! Kaj, opa, okreć! Igrica stara 100 godina, težina bogovska. Ja, samo retro. Paz, dinamit opet u pičku čoravu. Henry Plumer. Evo sa svih strana me deru baja. Ali imam i ja dinamite. Jeboli ti ćać svoga. A? Vid sad. Ti familiju. A te druže, kako on mene opali ovoliko puta. Evo ga razmite. Dinamite. Wow! Nije baksuzija, maksuzija su to tamo. Satra me, stari, satra me. Ne mogu se sabrat, ne mogu tom brzinom reloadat. Da je ovo prazna puška. Gdje? Preldzi, doktore! Jeskar ti pogodio moj Preldzi. Jabu, mamu se.
So that's how Henry Plummer died. Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
Dobro. Jabu, mamu.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Dobra borba.
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself. Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Sasvim je Be quick or be dead. Jebo se mi sad.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different.
Ona što je da budem quick?
I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
Malo da im objasnim neke stvari. Be quick, a? Malo jače igrice. Retro.
I thought the Texas Rangers got hard.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe.
Šta je ovo, kako se ovo pištolj? A, quick shooter. Ne, ove. Daj, quick. Quick shootere, to mali. Quick shooter, idemo, bam.
It was cold and
Vari loada sada, a?
brass bra that night. To the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood.
Nice.
Harden was waiting
Ljudo,
for
dajte
me.
mi neke retro igre ovako, neke dobre.
Wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that. Don't you think so,
Prejako,
Ben?
kao ne valja. Daj drugu film.
John Wesley Harden was a killer.
Bio je ubica.
By the end, he confessed to taking the
quick
lives
shootere.
of 42 men.
Quick shooteri su
He was
ladas.
a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping
Gledaj se ovo.
Bob was among them.
Ulijet ćemo bum.
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. Most of them were wanted as well. I figured Harden was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands.
Jel se pobio?
I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Harden wasn't
Ovi
in
su
that
puno
gang.
bolji, ali znam precizno.
He was carousing in town with his
Šta je
closest
ovo?
friends. Harden's boys
Šta
apparently
sija
didn't
se?
want me to reach the
A,
bull's head.
puška.
Some were hightailing it into
šta
town to
ćemo ovo
inform
dva
their
metra?
jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Pa, hajde. Od koga da se hajdam? Ja se ne hajdam ništa, šta vam?
Tell Harden someone's coming for him.
Jeste me ono što se...
Stop that sumbitch!
Čujem ih.
Let the boys know we got another law dog.
Don't be shit, bro.
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Okej. Kud sada? Reloadano svi, imam jo. Okej,
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Harden, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story. I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Ujavlate puška. Izvikiri. Oh, guys. A šta da... Ja ne vidim. Ništa, čekaj, ovo je ovdje blizu gore. Hoćeš dođi. Ajo. Nisam bio. Skillove, ne može pogod puška.
I think I already mentioned that I found Hardin in this very saloon.
A da, to je ono gdje sam bio.
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me. In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Gdje je bo mama? Billy the Kid, Preldzi.
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the
Nemoj me
dead.
više vraćat, ljubite brata. Ajde, druže.
Short-lived. As a moment later, I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Jaka igrica, a? Kako i Preldzi vadi iz naftalina. Evo ga sad. Sad je ovaj ko... Da. Sa 15 ubio prvi puta.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks. And I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him.
Puni, preko 90. Puni. 90. Puni 90 bar. Ubit će me. Vidi ovaj moj nije ni potigu. Dodge. Di? Ubio me.
No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
No way. Ja, ali šta da dođam, nisam vidio metka. Aha. Vidi, opet ćemo ubiti. Ne!
That man was faster than greased lightning.
No,
but being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
Šta je sad?
So he didn't
Sad sam
die?
vidio metak.
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben?
Ovaj neđe loče i priča neke priče. Ništa nisam našao ni potkovce.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, some
Thank
say
you, darling.
revenge is a dish
A gledaj vamo
best
treve,
served
sine,
cold.
puca.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Epizoda 5. Ko zna koliko ih ima. Pa možda ćemo i danas
Yes,
i ovo
I did,
prekucati.
Ben.
Nisu ove retro igre duge.
I remember once I was after this renegade Apache,
Grey Wolf.
Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Apache. Ajmo.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
A long time ago.
Grey Wolf was a
Far
Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise
Nemam
ceremony,
metaka, ne ništa.
and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger. as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move.
Okay.
He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him. They saw me before I saw them.
Nice.
And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Druženja s leđa. Iha, Apache stari. Imamo 1000 uletne, wow. Ma ne, moraju me ubiti. Jedino što zamjeram Red Deadu, recimo što nisu dali ono da ti možeš na startu online igre napraviti sebi ili indijanca ili kao vojce. Druže, lik me s ove strane satra, ja ga ne vidim. Evo ga ovdje. Da, tu je negdje. Svi jeboti mamu. Aj sad me pogodi. Aha. Ja druže, ovi kaj nisu realni.
It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated.
Više ovi.
I admit to having some regrets about going after them that I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
O, mam. Skoči na mene. Prepada mi. Ček, šta je ovo? The custom threat barrel increase its range and power 20% recoil. A ovo? Improve damage and control. Ček, ovo sam dobio već. Šta je ovo? Long combo. Fast revolver reload. Ali kako? Ne mogu ga dobiti, jebim ga u dupe. Sad će se tek uključati.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout. A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
Deeper. Okay. Apache, gdje ste? A?
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the wall.
Pa da reloada, joj, jedva čekam. Sam da ovaj skill za reload odio. Oho. A secret, jebote secret. Joj, metaka stari. Joj, ljubi brat, 100, 200. Hod sad, ali sad znači neko će sranje ispast čim koliko metaka da radi. Koliko čovjeka pronašao?
How big was his cave?
Big as hell, man. Rokamo had hid out there during the Indian Wars.
Apache?
They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
Puni, brate. Sick shooter, ali. Spori. Luma smo.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to 2 Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those
Ovo će
girls
neki
never
fight.
shut up. Both of them
Svrbi
nagging
me
at me
dlan,
all the
ovo će
time.
neki
Drove me
fight.
half crazy. Haven't seen him
Nego
since.
šta će? Ma
I
ja
came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him.
Da.
He came to me unarmed,
El Wolfa!
unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows. And I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me.
Šta je sad?
As his story unfolded in my mind.
You will come to this place again and kill many more men.
O
and the
jebote,
darkness
Dano,
will
ćeš
grow
li
until it
past?
consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow. I have no tears.
He said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines.
Evo reloada!
They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk.
Gledaj ovo, cak. To se brži. Čekaj. Ne, pusti, nemoj trošiti.
I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. but suddenly one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Stvorile se stepenice. Pa ne mogu, druže, ne da. Igra je prejaka, brate. Koli kaubojci, ovo... prvog lica.
Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice, overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady.
Odakle? Ujebom tetku svoju. Stari, ala igrica, ono. Napita. Pojedina situacija. Jabo te pita.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who are you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Jeboš ovaj nije lagu. Čovjek nije lagu, malo. Ej, ej!
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not
Čovjek nije
seen
lago
before.
jebote. Vi da me oznoji. Čovjek lago nije.
I followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Nije čovjek lago stari, šta ih je ovdje sad bilo? Nije 1000,
Never
ali
did
bilo
find
ih.
him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Nice.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth.
Brodove nisam odavno igrao, brate, nisam plovio, brodovi su dobili nove upgrade, update, bogove. Ima liko da igram brodove, igraš li miris brodove?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Epizoda 6, jel?
The Those Daltons were lawmen once,
Daltonovi.
before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until
Igrali ko Skull and Bones, ljude.
I was
Znate
one of
kak
the
je
citizens who
update-a
took
dobila
up arms
igrica,
that
brate.
day.
Lagani brodić, voziš se,
I did my best,
pucaš
sir.
se.
We all did.
Zaista nisam dugo igrao brodove, trebao bi. They call me Bounty Hunter.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one.
Jebote, sam neku
You see,
kuboru.
the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time.
Čekaj,
2 banks on the same damn street.
gdje je bank?
The story was Bob Dalton's girl was
Joj,
always
majko,
writing
šta je ovaj
about
pištolj?
how
Kakav je
he
ovo
had no
pištolj?
ambition.
A da, ovo
Or
nije
you're
imao
nobody
metal.
next to Jesse James, she'd say. Finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeyville just to shut her up.
Nije nešto ovaj pištolj. Jel ga ja navalio pištolja, upgrade-a,
Well,
te
the
nisu nešto.
locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property. The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently. First of all, it was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
Ovo je staro 100 godina, druže, ali vi ste napravili. Znači, gledaj ovo,
This
krv,
bounty
ovo,
hunter knew that the brothers
Ja
were
ga
far too
zvizniš.
proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals.
Gdje ste stari? Evo odjednom kao.
One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass?
Ovi svi lažu pa misle da je istina.
He paid him no
Čekaj da
mind.
reloadam prvo. Neki zlatni pištolje se da šta se neće.
He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Nice.
From above. Fortunately, a water tower was right there. A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Sad ja kao da ovo. A ovdje, u krug.
We've got company.
Heroic men like him, who did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch! You can't hide from me.
Da, evo stari. Ode.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay.
Gledaj sad.
Over there!
Hop. Morao sam promašio.
That's Silas Greaves. What the hell?
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons. His name was Silas Greaves. And when the dust finally
Silas
settled,
Greaves,
he was the last man
Silas.
standing.
Šta im uradi sad?
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Šta je sad opet jedan te ista, evo vidio.
It was early evening, not high noon.
Escape. Sad opet idemo. Svako ima svoju priču od njih. A na meni da rješavam priču.
And we're all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Banka. Opa. Evo i Dalton. The leader, the lover, the loser. Gret, Eminent, Bob. Ujebote.
I had been tracking those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless. And finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town.
2 banks!
But they still had
Jaka
friends
igra,
in
brate.
Coffeeville.
Nego sam se... Bez maksuzije nema više fokusa.
You can't get me. Waste your bullets. Go ahead.
That's good.
Those friends came after me like a pack of wild dogs. Tooth and
Sorry.
they were coming at me from all directions. I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. The problem was, they knew the town better than I did. And to top it off, I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
Did the Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. They were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those 2 families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently married a Smith. Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeeville back then. But that's just the way life is sometimes. Shit happens.
Možeš se fokusirati na priču kad... Samo nek imamo metaka. Dragocijena stvar u ovim igricama. Šta je ovo samo? Sprozorne dati ovo uri. Gdje ste Daltonovi šureni?
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The 3rd brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Pa gdje sam? Kako što? Ja i? Oh, da, okej.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers. I understood how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
Beat you like a red-headed stepchild.
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeeville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him?
Jedva ga ubi, brate, ne možeš reloadat.
But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Koliko igramo? Igramo, pa nismo ni 2 sata, aj bar na 2 sata. Hoćemo, na?
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
Somewhere in Missouri.
Can't get away with this! And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
Reloadaj, majke, ti sve reloadaj. Kudaj.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell. It was tough to stay on a true course. So we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Fight stari. Samo takav će fight biti u močvari.
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color. Red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody. Bury them in the swamp! Let them where they stand! Except for some son of bitches ahead of me wanted to do me harm, so I had to face them alone.
Metaka nigdje. Bio bre da neko da mi metaka.
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
Bio bi red.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Oj, evo. Druže. Čest ruke.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
To te. Jel dade? Dade. To te ja pitam. Daj malo, koliko toliko. Kud sad? Dinamit je tu, opa. Oj, zviri, jebem li ti tetku.
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack.
Čekaj, gdje ti malo olutaj pištolja i svega. Gdje si? Jari.
But luckily, a barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Bolje da ga ja raznesem, nek da mene neko raznese. Joj, kako se osjećam toplije oko srca kad mi ovako dadne. Kad mi dadne ne žali da imam, da proživim. Što sad?
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters.
Ovaj laže, pa sam misli da je
Of course,
istina.
I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
Ovo je zaspod njegove priče.
So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Ne, trebao sam razmiti ovo. Ovo je zaspod njegove priče, stari. Steve je zaspo.
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded
Steve je,
me
brat,
from
zaspo od
all
priče.
sides.
Šta radila? Iha! Apači, stari.
They were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was
Da
I?
ne bi
The Daltons.
Right.
Pa nego da je bilo.
See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up
Ovaj
of
brat
brothers.
laže, pa sam
Being a
misli da je
brother is
istina.
a
Da ga
very
vidio,
sacred
pazi.
thing.
Na
It's
pažnju.
a bond like no other.
Šta je ovo? Dynamite looting, more concerning in the bar. Ajde, dobro, ali bu sam previše pištolja.
Bounty hunters! Stop that,
So did you ever find
Okay,
the damn
focus.
Daltons?
Not yet.
Ide
But
akcija.
I did find a few of their cousins.
Fokus pronaši čovjeka na
Kansans breed like
pol
rabbits.
metra. Umri.
Or Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what. But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Ko baca maj. Pali.
Somebody kill that son bitch!
Mamo, stru nije čekanje, ide. Nije čekanje, stari. To je, jel? Sve mora biti uvijek reloadano, što je najgore. Sweet shooter, ranger. Yes. drugari.
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere,
Majku mu.
standing
Spali.
together against anyone who would threaten them.
Je moguće? Gdje ste Daltonovi šupci?
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Guess it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was in that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high. And those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces. Somewhere up there, the Daltons were waiting on me.
Joj, s pištolj spore.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
I skoro pucaju za bura. Ali ajde, ja sam. Uzeo sad šta je tu je. Ček. Six shooter. Uzet ćemo ovaj six shooter malo brže ko full pucaju. Ali najbolje bilo da ovi imaju ono što se brzo reloadaju. Hello, guy. Ujebim ti sušu, pičku, umro bez veze. Nisam trebao silaz ove. Daj drugi. Evo i kvikovi. Kvikare. Daj kvikara, ali ne precizni. Get inside and catch the Daltons. Ajde. Chat, spavate, chat. Ovdje sam žmijet ko kokoš.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit.
Just Kraj. Šta, kud? Aha. Vamos!
It turned out that they had me.
Što me šornu neko baje. Što me šornu si. Ko Tyson.
The Daltons had played me like a fiddle. Apparently the vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me. They wanted to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a fight.
Opa. Opa.
We're talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll
So anyway...
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
Oh, God.
But getting back to that steamboat, how'd you get off it, Mr. Grease?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Iiii! Svi. Ajde, druže!
weren't about to come at me one at a time.
Puta 34 stari.
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Make me down, da nisam pročitao. Kako dva, brata, valjda sam trebao prvo. Pa nijem dva, kako ću? Umro sam. Kako ću dvojicu? S normalno, ne mogu jednog ga ubiti. S normalno. Koji prvi potigne? Ovo neću preći nikad. Ne, moram izbjegavati metke sad. O majku, vam jebem, pa moguće s ovo napravo. Čekaj, moram izbjegavati metke. Teško mi je ovo. Ali onaj prvi potegne šupak. Ubio sam ih! Bruda ubiše i on mene. Da li realno ubio sam ih? Uši on mene. Loš mi fokus. Daj bar preko 90. What the fuck, brate?
Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
Ne znam, ovo je najteže do sad. Moram izbjeći metak, ali ne znam s koje strane metak ide. Vidi ovo, 50%. A šta ću ubiti na 50%, jebote dan? Znači jednom pa moram kontra, okej, ajde. Riješit ćemo dosta. Ajde, fokus neki dan. Daj fokusa, koji ti je kurac? 80% je malo za ovu. Ne mogu ovo riješiti. Trebam prvo ovoga možem biti. Što vam isjevati. Bježi mi fokus, brate, 80 je malo za ovo. To je bar 90. Sad je bolji dosta.
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two.
Pijete go.
If they'd only known that Emmett was still alive despite his wounds. Paroled 14 years later. He moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day.
Next level
and the tragic death of his two brothers.
Oh, brat.
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
Epizoda 7.
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else.
Johnny Ringo!
Including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Not so great dream. A robbery. Ćemo još ovu.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. So I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
Da. Šta? Amo, sad sam dobio jednom amo bruku, znači da će biti ovdje neke napucavanje.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of
close
there.
quarter fighter, šta je ovo? Close combat rezistenca. A što ti to Preldzi nisi prije, brate? Treba sprije tu. Ja?
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall.
Jedan od jačih ovih
Found the
rekli,
gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Ja, bo mam mamy połóg. Kud sad baje? Samo smo ih pobili.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
You with either hand.
Čekaj. A malo se Preldzi sabere da vidio odakle menci dolaze, pa nemo šta tako. Sad vamo.
Times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting
Boom, 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 boom.
The only
Real.
difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Da sam im objasnio. Kako lijepo kad luta metke i... Sve mi toplo oko srca. Čekaj, ne vidim da ovoga... Možda i jest, ali ono...
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
I
hand.
mean, like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about. Did they come riding in, guns ablazing
Ovi
to
su
help?
znači pištolj dobri kad ide ovaj kao... Što je malo teži. Opa. Ko je ovaj? Ja nisam. Sine genga. Ujde! Grand Pose vs. Wild Bunch. Koji sam ja?
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the Wild Bunch all by my lonesome, as usual.
Huh.
Who the hell is that? Take cover! Retreat! Retreat!
Pa daj! Daj na malo fokusa sada. Reloadam to sve.
Killing everybody! They'll kill us all! I'm gonna cut you in half.
Guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail.
To je para što si upaju. Ide Preldzi! Ajde si!
Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I
Ono što ne
mean.
volim.
And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
To je već preko 80, molim te. Ajde 10.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind.
Bio je najbrži,
and
ali nije
decamp
kaže
for
više.
South America.
Gotovo!
They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Total time. Da vidimo što se dalje dešava. Loading.
I tried to find Bob Bryant, but it was as if he'd disappeared.
Koliko igramo, ljudovi? Igramo 2 sata, malo jače. Ne znam koliko je.
Kid Curry escaped from jail and now he was running the whole shebang.
Zaboravio
So
sam,
I took to their
par
trail.
sati igre, nije to
As I was
nešto
still in
pravo.
pursuit of my brother's killer and hoped that he was
Tako
back
da
with
bude
him.
večeras da završim. Možda.
That Kid Curry's kinda crazy, ain't he?
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Anyways, I tracked those boys to a camp right outside Parachute, Colorado. Being outnumbered, I didn't bother with a warning shot. I just started taking those bastards down. Old Bob wasn't among them, and neither was Kid Curry. I could sense him close by, however, plotting something nasty. I just needed a clue as to their whereabouts. And I found one. A map with their bold plan clearly marked. This time they were fixing to blow up a train trestle. Property of the Union Pacific. The plan clearly indicated how they were fixing to undermine several of the weakest wooden supports.
Šta je ovo? Sad ja moram vjerovatno nešto sjebati ili... baja. Okej. Tu treba ići. Povedi me, bro.
Kid Curry was considered the wildest of the Wild Bunch.
Okej, ajmo još ovo
He fathered
riješiti.
85 bastard children. Though some say it was only 5.
Da sam trebao...
Kid Curry had bragged to a whore how he was gonna rob a train heading to the U.S. Mint in Denver. And that whore, Fat Sally, she told me.
Pa shotgun reload. Ali ovo je shotgun, jebote shotgun. Nek nam pjeva ovo taman dok da vidimo šta će uzeti ovdje. Čet, spavate, čet, jebi ga. Nema smisla, Spavate ko kokoš, stari moj. Da vidimo šta se dešava dalje. Dalje se dešava to da mi uzimamo sebi. Reload, increase. Ili six shooter. Opet nešto ovdje, ali nisam daleko sam od puške. Ima ovdje još igrat, sigurno dosta, jer ne bi bilo ovi vamo skillati. Gdje smo? Sve uredno, sve u dure, kaj jes. Gdje smo sad, šta smo, kud trebam ići?
The bridge was rigged with dynamite, so I decided I'd best be careful confronting those bastards.
Okay.
A moment later, I saw a ladder that somehow had escaped my attention.
Don't you blow us up now.
Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Čekaj, kud? Ja opcija kod
But the Wild Bunch did not take kindly to my presence and attempted to blow my head off. It appeared the kid had found a number of new recruits to bolster their ranks. Guess there's always desperate men willing to trade their lives for stolen treasure.
What happened next?
Well, having removed the first bundle of dynamite, I decided I might as well remove the other one. Once that was done, I figured I'd find my way from there.
Tamo dinamici jebote konj. Běž.
You ready for a belly full of buckshot?
So, what happened there?
Odrobijaj.
I had to remove more of that damn dynamite.
Nice.
It must have been terrifying trying to make her way across.
I was sweating it a bit, but then I noticed a footbridge tied up on high, so I shot the rope.
Još sad. Pop chest.
So that was all the dynamite?
Funny you should mention that, darling. As actually there was a fourth charge impeding my progress. Once I removed it, my path was pretty clear.
Kroz daske ove, čak sad vidim što imamo. Fast aiming, može.
You're dead!
Pade i ovaj.
So I proceeded onward and realized that that way just wasn't going to work. I needed an alternate path forward.
Nemoj me jebati da će sad vratiti. Okej, van.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made my way back to the bridge, I saw something that concerned me. It was a long, burning fuse, and it was moving fast as hell. I had to catch it.
Kako da to uhvatim? Baju, koji ti kurac? Kud gori?
The burning fuse was so damn quick, I had to run like the wind. I almost had it, but no. Thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks.
Trebao sam preskoč, GG. Idi u kurac.
Get off the bridge!
Ovo sam trebao.
I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment.
Pa druže, zapeo je negdje
My
retar.
adventure might have ended had I not been as careful as
Koji
hell.
kurac? Spade dole negdje. Bude pa. Šta?
Whew. Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the last dynamite charge.
Dunu kao ono i ugas.
Well, it was a touching reunion.
Kako, brat, laže.
But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted and dragging my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
Kud sad? Vamo nije 100%.
Kill that Azuki! Make him bleed! Send him to perdition!
Finally, I found those boys. Or more precisely, they found me.
These traitors get ass me! None of your
Baju, ne mogu se savrat kad trebam pucat, vidio u dinamika. Okej, milijardu, htio sam malo metaka uzeti i izjebašen. Na pravdi Boga mi izjebašen. Ljubiš me.
Just when I thought things couldn't get worse, Kid Curry opened up on me with a goddamn Gatling gun. It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Evo šupka. Kid Curry. Odi, kide. Sad ću ti dinamitam tamo nabacat u tebi.
Luckily, I had located some dynamite. I still, however, had my work cut out for me.
Hop! Slabo je ovo. Priđi. A ne moš prići. Okej, mora od tam bacat. Idu kurac. No, još bliži kamen. 5. Ima i tamo možda. A jeboti, mamu. Oh.
Eventually, I brought that tunnel down. And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal with me personally.
Evo, sad će ono duel. Znao sam. Razneseš ga dinamitom i on kao ništa. Sam da je preko 50 na uđe.
Fast as he was, I was just a bit faster. And as he lay wounded, I demanded to know the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He shouted at me, "Is that what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him."
Ah.
Those were his last words.
So, Bob Bryant got away?
I knew I'd never find him in South America.
What about the other killer?
Yeah, you kind of glossed over that one.
Well, I found Jim not long after my showdown with Ringo. At the time, he was riding with the James Younger gang. Did I neglect to mention that?
Jesse James? The greatest outlaw who ever lived?
Jesse and his kin rode with Quantrill when he raided Lawrence, Kansas, and killed near 200 people, boy.
Nothing great about that.
And from there, him and his brother went on to rob banks and trains from Kansas to Missouri.
Which is why there was such a rich bounty on their heads. 40 grand for both of them, dead or alive. That's one hell of a payday. I confronted them as they were robbing a train. Bullets were flying at me from every which way. But I knew I'd have to fight my way forward if I was gonna find this Jim.
Jabo mami, ovaj ne.
Wait a second. Now, how'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
Koja igra, brate? Jesse James.
They hopped a freight train, having heard there was a big payroll in the express safe. So, I hopped the same train. James' younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I reached
James'
that.
younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
Idem by.
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Right through there. Let me show you.
I've never heard so much malarkey in my life.
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's Silas Greaves?
I think he's just some old drunk looking for some free liquor.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him.
A isto je
You don't
stalno,
think he met
ponavlja
Jesse
se.
James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Ovi sad pričaju kako kao vašu
You
branje.
gotta be two bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the bar.
You seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better.
Ne, bojo!
Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr?
Sekunda, brat, ne može stat.
Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof.
Ček, šta je sad?
Kill that cocksucker!
At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's the damn Pinkertons!"
It's a damn Pinkerton!
Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. It was no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember it.
I bet you are.
I will kill you!
It was definitely safer on the inside of the train.
Yeah. Inside the train, da. Ali sve ne mogu da. Ne trošim to. Spavim. Ja i? Ah.
I came across a flat car piled high with logs and had to come up with a creative way to make my way forward. wondered if I was ever gonna find the front of that train. Or the bastard I was after.
Gunslinger.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a galley.
Ej! Ajde, druže, pa je li moguće da ovako čovjek... Znači, samo malo ispikam, gotov sam, mrtav sam.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
Ja sam jebo familiju.
Looking for shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough to get in my way. And that included Jesse James himself. Sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
Yeah, man, Jesse James.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
Zajebana igra. Umro sam 20 puta.
I could see Jesse waiting for me, fixing to kill me so he could get away with all that money.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he didn't. Everybody knows that Jesse was killed by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley Hardin. Coward shot him in the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter how far you run, does it, Ben? Your past always catches up with you.
Kako je on brže povukao prije mene, jebem u krvavu majku.
Yeah, I didn't kill Jesse James. Just wounded him bad enough to convince him to hang up his guns.
What about that Jim fella? What happened to him?
I figure he was up front with a gun to the engineer's head. That bastard slipped away again. I'll tell you how I got him. But first I need to wet my whistle. After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch, Jim.
Zombie Jim.
I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe. The perfect place to hide out from the authorities. In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the rest and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Indians?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but there was all sorts of renegades roaming the landscape. Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben? Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Ok, bačim sad 100%. Nismo baš pri mecima, a?
Now, where was I? Indian Kraj. I had more than my share of run-ins with the red man. Like that time, did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Of course I did. In fact, I can still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
So, did you ever find it? The man you are after?
Let me ask you something, Ben. Do you ever think about death?
Mr. Greaves, are you all right?
Ooh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me another day? Oh, death. Oh,
Umrieć, stary, dziecz.
won't you spare me over till another year?
Oh! Question.
What question is that?
Jim Reed.
A nema
Did you
šuteć,
ever
stari.
find it?
Reed was indeed that son of a bitch's surname. That's right, Ben. A despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing.
Frank James. Isti Miha Klošarčina.
I finally did track those outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
Frank James.
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead then as well. He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle on me.
Ali ne vidim. Umrim li sad ovdje lagano? Čak moralo se ovdje save. Ne može to samo ide na auto save.
Hell, I can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself. At this point, I'm guessing you think Silas Greaves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers, fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was? Justice?
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
James gang. Right. I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead.
Okay.
It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite on your person.
It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way. Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite on your person.
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack.
There's that son of a bitch! Take him out! He's just one man! Gonna cut you a new smile!
Ups.
Come here! Take him out! He's just one man! Put him down! I want that bastard dead!
I'm gonna blow your damn head off! You ready for a belly? Dad, this.
Poke your head out! Goddamn!
Puca neko iz onoga i ne može. Ne više, nema. Ima tam nešto. Aha. Ideš!
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life! Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will! At this point, I just don't give a shit!
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at him! I never did like that bastard! I am done here!
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
What the fuck, najjača igra ikad. To, uzmi metaka, idemo.
So, what happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts, but I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again. But rather than wander in,
a long shot, plus 400.
I decided it would be better to smoke that sumbitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
Son of a bitch!
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Why won't this asshole give up? Would someone please kill him?
Eventually, it was just me and Reed. I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers.
Ode rit. Fokus uzima 3 dana, brate. Je var preko 80.
And repay him I did.
Jim Reed! Prvi sam povuku, šta me briga.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame
Sad ćemo
you
ljud
never had to
gasiti,
pay.
bukte, navukao sam se. Ono, idu brzo
Well,
misije.
funny thing
ludilo.
about that, I did have one more chance at him. Six months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
Šta ćemo? Ha? Koliko smo mi? 3 sata, stari.
I'm 40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers.
Nisam daleko, a?
Not even an army of
Ajde do
demons
30,
could
šta
stop
kažeš?
me now.
Možda ga riješimo. Dobro, ginuo sam, jebi ga. Što je ovo?
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape
Roscoe
my
Bob
vengeance
Bryant,
time
Misha.
and again. I couldn't even be certain I
Sine,
recognized
kakve su mi dao pištolje, ljubite igrica.
By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
Čekaj.
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends. Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I've been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades.
Šta će on posle ovo igrat, Bog, te niko ništa nije rekao. Ne pada mi više ništa na pamet, ovo sve spontano se vadi iz naftalina.
just like me.
Samo ti piči lako.
But I wasn't about to call it quits.
Malo smo ga ono, znate. Gini, ne gini.
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of the dead amigo. I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Who's that old man, Preldzinhosom?
But you obviously prevailed since you said you
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack. Because when I woke up...
From the dead?
There was
Sad
silence
sam se
all
kaže
around
probudio brat Miha Londrić.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here, and there, even over there.
So I am right. You are titched in the head.
Mr. Graves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
Šta ima? Kako su ovi? Ah, komplec. Napuni da mi je sad onaj mali quickie. Quick shotter, evo ga sine. To mi daj.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun.
Če? Ovako bi nekad razbio monim. Kada ono pogodi me iz jednog dva hica skrži me. Sad ovo moram opet. Čekaj, sam uzeo ove pištolje, a ja sam uzeo kurac. Živ sam.
Ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Šta je ovaj? Da li je ovdje final? Final fight.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Da je sad na Rusema. Sve ove što sam pobio sad se kao pričinjavaju. Znači da bi mogao tu da bude endgame. Još jedne avanturice. Mogu to ostane.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond.
Ujebote, da. Smijete mi slušalci uvijek u ovim nekim...
Woodson, James and Jim Reed.
Pa i to.
Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy. Thought.
Jesse James je bio zadnji, to je to. Jel?
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Oh, sine.
Like a general leading his
Koliko
legion
se
of the
satra?
dead.
Koliko se satra, brate, ovdje, zato što...
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was
Puška
alive.
jeće i neće. Čekaj. Šotki. Da mi sam reći zašto ja nemam šotki sad. Za ovog zadnjega najma. Je. Aha. Pa da ne mogu! Taktika Pelzi.
Voice called to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker,
aka
Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that
bastard. Oh, moj. Da li je ovo GG game-a? Ko je ovaj? Butch Cassidy, Kid i Silas Graves. Šta je sad? Trojica!
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Okay.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You figured it all away, Butch. Anna's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Ne seri, pa ne mogu dvojicu, koji te kurac? It makes stuff use to switch your focus to an enemy who is looking at you. To the enemy who is looking at you. Znači ovaj ne gleda, jel? Ok, QA, ok, fokus. Ovaj gleda, da? O, druže. Ovaj gleda u mene. Gdje je ovo tiru? Ne gleda ovaj mene. Znao sam da ću vidjeti. Nije šanse jednostavno. Evo, jedva fokus, ne radi fokus, apsolutno ne radi. Gleda u mene kao fokusirano. Gleda u mene jebati svoju naviku.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
Finale! GG, prekucali smo je, brate. Idemo na finale. Ajde. Prekucali smo i ovo, brate. Ove su najjače. Skineš, odigraš, obrišeš i zdravo. A nešto ni skin, to mega brate.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh, man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
But you can't, Bob. Choose your redemption and revenge. Šta ćemo? Revenge je osvata.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Here. I won't have it said that I left you with nothing.
Sljedeći duel, jel?
That's how you want it? So be it.
Da, duel finale. Vjerovatno.
Holy shit!
Holy shit! Holy shitara. Nemam ni fokusa, mi ne pokazuje.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus!
Did you know it was him all along?
Yes.
Cassidy told me Bob was in Abilene before he died. But I wasn't sure Ben was my man until he revealed how much he knew about Ringo and Reed. The coin, of course. Well, that was the last nail in that particular coffin.
I better go get the sheriff.
You okay, boy? You're looking mighty shook up.
Dwight, maybe you best go home. Young Eisenhower here is leaving for West Point
Čitava priča se odvila u kafani, bukvalno. Uz priču za istim stolom, prejako. A ovo sve ovamo što smo igrali gameplaya, ono kao kroz priču, šta, kako, kud.
No, sir. Mr. Graves.
So where are you going now? Now that you had your revenge?
Doesn't really matter, does it? As I've sold my soul for it, and will never again walk with those I have lost.
GG. Prejaka igra, rate.
Won't you spare me over till another year?
Dobra, dobra, dobra. Old school, brate. Tako su prije rađene te top igre. Par sati gameplaya, uživanja i doviđenite. Dobra. Sve u svemu dobra, brate. Game Plus, standardno Ubisoftovo ono. Ali nećemo, to nisam radio ni na AC-u, ni na Far Kraju, ni na čemu. Rijetko kad. Sve u svemu, ljudo, prekucali smo je. Pa ćemo dalje, nemam pojma, tako da uživajte, svako dobro i čujemo se. Ćao, čao.